There's a playlist that I've made on Spotify called Stage Lights, and it's the playlist of all the songs I performed. This is the cover art of it. Everyone always is like, who is this on the shirt? And they never really know it's me. So What Sylvester is an all-black drag show that I produce monthly with Julie J and Paris Hilton Owls, or Alexander Paris. This theme is our third time doing it. It's called Black to the Future. Black to the Future is my least favorite thing because I live in the past. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while, is just fill up a wall in my room with a bunch of my work. It kind of just affirms why I'm doing everything I'm doing, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something. I always used to think growing up that I would die really young. Well, I also was introduced to death really early via my mom, who passed when I was 4 years old. I've come to the realization that I probably won't have kids, but I want there to be some sort of proof of my existence.
Picture like you want me to look, and when you come forward I'll glance and I'll give you whatever you want. Play me a picture of what you need, and I will follow you into the dark. And I'll see a picture of kaleidoscope eyes, and I'll see a picture of kaleidoscope tears, and I'll see a picture of kaleidoscope eyes, and I'll see a picture of kaleidoscope tears.
Did you know that this is all mugwort? It's really good for anxiety and like sleep. Like if you struggle with like insomnia and stuff, you can make mugwort tea before going to bed. Or you could just dry it for a really, 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 really long time and then add it to a smoke blend. I'm definitely gonna hug a tree today. A nice thick one that calls me. I mean, it could be thin, we don't discriminate, but I feel like in my heart it'll be a nice thick one that's been here for a while, has some aging on her, because we're not afraid to grow old out here. As human beings, a lot of the times, and as a culture, a society, we're like so afraid to age. Could you imagine if nature had those same thoughts? Like if birds or like trees were just like, I'm so afraid to grow old. Some lovers came and put their little name and their heart on this tree. Maybe not the only tree I hug, but one of the trees. Like I'm just sitting here, all in my cute little sustainable outfit with my hair cute and all the things, and I'm like, none of that even matters. I'm gonna like lean my whole body in this tree and not care if I'm covered in her essence. And I just feel like there's something about nature that just asks us to come as we are. Mm-hmm. really, really, really love that.
So nonchalant in the way that you love me, indifferent to the ways that you wound me. I know the love is real, despite what my heart can't feel.
So this whole ordeal, this whole project might have began with my longtime bestie Freya. They just came to me and they were like, I want to find a cinematic way to document what my ADHD feels like day to day. And I was like, but wait a minute, hold up. Because on the other side of the coin of that ADHD is a superpower, right? I know because I have it, so I really want to explore that. But as the idea fully realized, the first person that I wanted to invite into this world was my friend Danajha. I had met her at a party at my house and we just were fast friends. Every time we got together, we were just having these deep conversations about the dark night of the soul. And we've really just been having a struggle getting our rhythm as of late. So yeah, this was something that I really wanted to explore with both of them. And then when they met each other, they just instantly hit it off.
She said, I'm hungry.
By the way, you said you need energy. Would this suffice? I don't know.
I think so.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know if you need healthy energy. This is kind of healthy. Wait, you have a little mango thingy in your tooth.
Me?
Would you like? Because I bring these because sometimes, you see how crowded my teeth are? Like, I be having all types of things up in my mouth. I be needing to.
We had some interesting moments, me and that man.
Oh, like, are we speaking things that feel good to the body, Adi? Things that feel a little disturbing?
It was someone thinking that I could be tamed. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry that I'm a brown boy from the Bronx and this is what I've learned to survive. Like, I speak like this for a reason. That's because years no one has listened. So I speak with force and assertiveness now. But really what he was trying to tell me was that he won't listen to me if I'm speaking that way.
Interesting.
So I just stopped talking to him.
That's good.
Did I get it out?
Okay, use the pick. Fine.
No, it's just how satisfied you look. You're like, you're almost there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm like touching your. Got it.
Teamwork makes the teeth work. And the rules of time traveling. You're not supposed to really interact with yourself, but I definitely would talk to my younger child.
Oh my. Wait, yes. The second part of what you said, and then the first part, is this some dramatic quote you got from like Star Wars or something? And the rules of time travel, we're not supposed.
So you're not supposed to interact with yourself. You're not supposed to give yourself any type of advice. But I wouldn't give myself any type of advice. I think I would just like hug myself and show them like this feminine, masculine being, and for them to be like, this is okay. This is a quote. I don't know who said it. The trick is not to become who you think you are. It's to unlearn all the things to get back to who you really were before like you were tainted by anything in your world.
I know you've heard of like the theory of we come into the world remembering, but right before we like take our first breath, it's erased or whatever, like our memories wiped, so it sounds similar. Yep.
The starlight rains from the galaxy tonight, breathing deep, golden bright, flecks gleaming in my eye, leaving the trees they grew to love under the summer sun. But every bluebird knows the winter must come. Without doing it on purpose, I've really been tapping this process for a long time of just like finding an excuse to embody the traits that I dreamt about having. And I had worked with my friend Vox on another docuseries and we were trying to find something new to work on. So I called on them to shepherd Freya and Danajha through this process because I feel like they've been doing this too, like cosplaying as the future self and then becoming it.
Welcome to the Vessel Project. Tonight you will fill out these prompt cards and use that emotional information to develop an alter ego and shoot a self-portrait as them. Prepare yourself to use the alchemy of embodiment to propel yourself into the future. When you come up against a question whose answer eludes you, remember that the only way through is deeper. If you have overflow, you're welcome to write on the back of the card. This will be the blueprint for your vessel, the alter ego. Take your time, feel free to think out loud, feel free to be comfortable in silence.
So I'm really good at feeling things very deeply and want to unapologetically express myself in my fullness. But my struggles with blank make it difficult. I wish I had the courage to say, fuck it. And I think why I put the blank was because definitely some inner child wounds. Those wounds being centered around like not being seen and received, and those parts of myself not being like encouraged, right? It also doesn't feel like it's just mine. It feels like it's something that's connected to like maybe my family, because some of those child wounds come from my father being inconsistent with his presence for the first 8 years, and then us not having a relationship after that. So some of it is in the bloodline. So it's.
Do you what's your first, the first thing that comes into your head about putting that into a visual?
I think what came to mind is altar, whether it's specific colors or objects in the space, spending some time by the ocean and giving offerings and stuff. And it's also in alignment with my father as well, because my father's no longer here in the flesh. He's an ancestor now. So something around ascension, family ties, altars.
I'm very good at conjuring worlds and want to bring these things into my reality. But my struggle with focus and times make it difficult. I wish I had the courage to commit and trust the flow.
Do you want to elaborate or give an example?
I spent a lot of my life imagining how things should be or could be, and most of the time what I have imagined doesn't come to fruition. Just recognizing that I'm my own planet, and all these people around me are their own planets, and we should never really fully collide. I'm responsible for my own atmosphere, the air quality that my inhabitants breathe. But sometimes I lose focus of myself and I start caring for other people's planets more than mine's. And I myself, my planet suffers. And I would like to commit to me fully, which is very hard to do most of the time.
Do you all have an audience for the alter ego? Someone in mind that you want to meet this version of self?
Yeah, for me, it's my family. I feel like they don't know me. My family thinks that I am someone that's really together, someone who's pretty sound. My mental health is what caused me to realize how much I can't lean on my family. The last 2 months have been very hard for me mentally, and for 2 weeks straight, I was calling my mom, begging her to come over because I was feeling this intense fear, and she never came. And I don't know if that's my fault, growing up and putting on these masks of I'm doing this the right way, or not expressing my emotions from a very young age because maybe it wasn't a safe space. And I think that now at this place in my life, I'm recognizing that no one holds me, and it's kind of exhausting to hold everyone and not be held.
42 moons waiting on you. We're waxing, we wane till the love concludes. 42 moons building you high, counting the days till the love runs dry.
I was extremely shy, prior to doing drag, and I was adopted into a family of 7. A lot of my learning to take up space was through like photographing myself and seeing myself, and then like eventually moving onto the stage. Once you invest into yourself, you want people to like indulge in you. It also takes a bit of like getting to know yourself and how you can show up in those ways.
Now nobody's jealous when I talk to my friends, and nobody's lying about smoking again, and nobody's wishy-washy roller coaster up and down or under, over, love me, want me, miss me, need me, fine without me, wanna leave me. I don't need that in my life. I don't need.
Be my guest. Oh, excuse me, sir. Are you kidding me?
That was a whole ma'am.
There's still that same chipmunk owner there. Look like he may go in the hole. Wait, I know that they live in holes, but like to see it do it, it made his body very tiny and just like a fish. Like that, it just went into the tiny hole.
He was like, what?
Literally.
Okay, just consider me your dress girl. Crazy. Okay, just consider.
Oh, my phone is gonna die again. Ooh, your bark is powerful and so is that breath. Ooh, ooh. Ciao. No, it's okay. Relax. You wanna get high? I'm gonna give you some THC peanut butter so that you could just like go, like relax. Let's do that. Let's get you high, girl. Let's get you high.
Speck of dust on your coffee cup. I can't see the light. I can't see the light. Breathe to be, they try to fend for me. Escape the night, escape the night. So why should I be bothered? I'll try to keep my promise, but you make it too easy to love me, love me.
So my house has been in disarray since like Monday. Look at the sink. This is usually not a thing. Or like my dog's pee on top of her wee-wee pad instead of like on it. Right. It's not that bad, but to me, that's a big deal to me. And today I'm gonna be tapping the wonders of body doubling, which is just having somebody else in your space. And my brain convinces me that I need to do all the things. Maxine is my baby girl, the anxious pup. Look at how she's shaking for no reason. It's really hard, like, being an anxious person and also having an anxious dog. When I had first stopped smoking, the first thing that I noticed was how anxious I was. Just scared about, I can't even tell you. It was just feeling fear. I reached out to my mom to ask her to, like, come stay with me because I was just afraid. Did she come? No. But I got over it. And now, in the last couple of days, I feel more energetic, but I don't want to feel afraid. Freya is this version of myself that came to be back in 2019 when COVID hit. Forgive me for saying this, but I really enjoyed COVID. It was like an exhale moment for me where I was like, oh, this is what it's like to care for yourself. And so, yeah, I don't even want to say natural nurturer. I've learned to be a nurturer. And because of this, all my energy is given to folks on the outside that I've never fed myself truly or fully. And COVID gave me that opportunity to reflect on like who I am, who I want to be, what do I need. And then Freya came to be. Like my name came to me in a dream. But for the last like year or so, I haven't felt safe enough to rest in my feminine energy or to paint my nails the way that I was like painting my nails or dressing like my feminine like clothing. And I'm definitely, I feel like I've been resting in Felix more than Freya. And I would like to get back to that feeling of like ease and like centeredness, oneness with like myself. Yeah.
Living in a world where the grass is always green. Confidence is compliments from strangers on the screen. Easy to get caught up, way too deep in all of someone else's problem.
Okay, so I was just telling Freya what ideas I have for the lights and stuff. So I'm gonna get this staff for you. I want to show you the options. Come on, sit down. I want to put a light on it, on the top of it, like Gandalf train. And then I'm gonna put this little cage around it. Then Najha, I was trying to find some crowns. It would be great to get you like maybe on a stool. If not, we can get you on the floor. And you have like maybe something white, like almost like a really long skirt, exaggeratedly long skirt. And then I'll put lights under the skirt so that it's like glowing. But yeah, I wanted to put that to you and see like,
Only passing through, I'm only here to pay my dues. Don't need to give you an excuse. I deserve the same as you. I just need to get my money. I don't want your milk and honey. Bet you never saw this coming.
well, I wanted to come here because I remember the last day me and Najha were supposed to shoot together. She wanted to go to the beach. She wanted to be by the water and give an offering to the water. She chose not to come back on her own. You know, we had a phone conversation to try to iron out some of the tensions from the shoot, and that escalated very quickly. And, you know, she just didn't feel like the space was accommodating to her needs. So I just want to make sure that I still hold space for what was supposed to happen at least. I'm trying to be like the water. The water is here, she chilling, she vibing, she just flowing. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm probably like one of these rocks.
Just because it's rock doesn't mean it's not changing, it just changes much slower.
Slowly, yeah. Yes, that's a word. But you know what? The water helps the rock change faster. It chips away at it and helps it to be more malleable. And I feel like that's where I am. The water is chipping away at me. It's painful, but I guess it's necessary if I do want to shed those layers and be a new rock. I do want to get to a place where, as a director, as a shepherd of a very vulnerable and sometimes therapeutic and painful process, that being able to relieve myself of the technical obligations so that I'm just the cheerleader for y'all. And maybe she needed more of that.
Or maybe the lesson to be learned was to learn to let go of it. I don't know.
Yes.
Because it left you with also feelings of freedom and generosity.
Yeah, okay.
I appreciate how one person started the process with us and they're not here to the end, because that's real life. Sometimes things just don't work out. Yeah, I think where I'm resting at now is mostly disappointment and like sadness that like there's no completion with the other half that started the project.
I felt that.
Put my head down, shuffle my feet. You'll never get the best of me. Your sticks and your stones are what I used to build a home. And I may have sleepless nights, but I enjoy the moonlight.
And I also too want to thank Naj for like sharing like, I guess, her boundaries and her like ways of wanting to work, because that also gave me like confidence to be like, maybe I can share. I'm not comfortable with this. And you know, we had a spat too.
Yeah, period.
We had a spat too.
We sure did.
I was expressing feelings of like not feeling comfortable with Jelani.
Helping out during the portrait shoot.
I wasn't ready to share this version of myself to someone that wasn't there initially. I was like, I'm already fighting through it with Vox, like, and now this like stranger's about to come in, and I had shared with you, like, you know, I don't think I'm comfortable with that. And I ended up loving Jelani. And I told him like in the backyard when it was just him and like I didn't want you in the shoot, but you can stay, you seem cool. Like, you know, like one of the things that I shared in my prompt was, I want to commit fully to something. And I was like, this is the moment. I want to bring these worlds that I see in my mind to life.
I collided with the earth and met my maker in the eyes. I should have turned away when I stayed. I collided with the earth and met my maker in the eyes. I should have turned to go, but I love trouble, trouble.
How would Freya the Vessel treat Freya Felix? What would they do for them?
I think they would hold them. I think they would have a lot of space for them. A very mother figure, hand on the back, lifting up the head when something doesn't go off. Show them a realm of like possibilities and then guide them through those possibilities very gently.
Do you have like any, now that Freya has like embodied Freya, the vessel, what can you offer in terms of advice as to like how they can like, integrate it into their life slowly?
I think like the alter ego is like a superhero. I think that like you need balance with power, and I think that I use my alter ego stage persona vessel as like someone that I tap into. I'm wanting like all of that power and confidence in my everyday life. So I look for ways of taking from her power and applying it to myself. And maybe you do need to be drunk with power. maybe like overdose on some of it.
For a little bit.
Yeah, and see what happens.
Christina, would you be into it? That's not an answer, ho.
Do we gotta cry?
Do we gotta cry? No, y'all don't have to cry. Okay, so yeah, I have a few of my family members here today, and I wanted to kind of explore what love looks like. So when you guys think of love, like what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I thought love is to just be around them, nurture them, guide them where they gotta go, and show up when I'm supposed to. But I guess I didn't show up too much, so, but I'm still learning. As a grandma, as a mom, I'm still learning.
That's something that I had mentioned earlier in this process, was that I have a lot of ideas of how things should be, you know, and some call that expectations, others call it hope. I'm curious to know like why you lead with sometimes no expectations.
It doesn't leave room for me to be hurt. Like, it is what it is. I know you still I know you care at least. Caring and loving is two different things. It's not the same thing. Caring, like, you could be around somebody, you could tolerate them, but loving is more like Titi said, it's like unconditional.
How do you guys feel that you respond or react when love doesn't show up the way that you think it should show up for you?
I keep myself away.
But is it good to stay away?
That was just what I was asking myself, because there seems to be a running theme of like shutting down and shutting out.
Like, for me, it's good for me. It helps me staying away, because why would I want to be around when I don't feel like I'm wanted? I got to stay away for a little while, you know what I'm saying, to get myself together, because if not, then I'll put myself in that depressed mode. So before I get there, like, I had to learn, like, sometimes you hurt the most for things that is not in your control, things that you didn't, you know, and it's just like, why?
I don't think I would bring back up the conversation. I probably just let it go after a while. I'll still hold on to it, but I don't think I'll bring it up again. Because, like, if you bring it up, we're going to go over the same thing that we just did and not talk again.
For me, I've been raised on, like, if something happens, 30 minutes later it's like nothing happened. So like it's just becoming this ongoing thing where it's like, okay, this bothered me.
We don't talk about it.
I would love to speak about it, not stay quiet or let it go. I would like to come back to the conversation. And even if the first time we couldn't have that conversation because we both wasn't in the same agreement and the same agreement page, I would like to fix it and maybe become better when you fix it. So I don't think I will let it go. I want to try.
And maybe also it's the loss of my sister suddenly. Like sometimes you don't have the opportunity to move forward with someone because it's like, you know, I could literally die. It's happened. I've seen it. To me, I guess that's why the 2 weeks of you not coming felt so big to me, because I'm like, in those 2 weeks, at any point I could have died. And then what?
That's why we shouldn't wait to fix our problem, because I wasn't expecting my daughter to leave. I wasn't expecting that at all. I would never thought that I was gonna be the mom to be like, oh my God, I did bury my daughter. And yes, do I think about it every day? Yes, I do, because I gotta live with that. So yeah, it does hurt.
I'm proud of you, Mom. I think that in this world that I'm attempting to build right now, that we try to give each other grace and try to be as open as possible to the many lenses that's out there for each of us. I am hopeful. I am expecting that like we all make it to the other side together somehow, some way, in this world.
July clouds, you were the last one, floating lazily over blue ocean, and the warmth of your light gonna make it alright, and it fills up my life with your passion. Life seems to say, you only get one. Don't throw it away. Life seems to say, life seems to say, you only get one. Life seems to say, life always says that it's get one. Only get one. Better not throw it away. I get those days. But when you feel you need to cry, just lay down inside. At the cotton candy